We gonna intro you. I don't need it.
You can take it.
Reel us down. You heard? We here. Another episode.
Free game.
Tiny Desk Vinyl on wax. A flex. You hear me? Today's a special day.
Today's a really cool day.
This is gonna be a good free game, just because I've just been in an interesting state in life lately, and we've been having discussions about it. And today, we did the Let Me Hold a Dollar campaign a little while ago, right?
Yep, last year.
And one of the perks that we offered during that campaign was to allow a supporter to come spend a day with us. And we finally had someone tap in to come spend their day with us. My dog Brendan, by way of New York. You hear me?
Let's go. Some of you may
on.
know him as low back ability. Did I say it right?
Correct.
Yeah,
Boy,
buddy.
that's the hub name.
All right.
Low back
That's
ability.
Low back disability.
What's hella cool
Low
about
back
it?
disability.
Can I intro?
Oh, my bad.
Damn. What's hella cool about Brendan is, I don't even remember how long ago, but I want to say like at least a year ago, he reached out and was like, bro, I used your guys' blueprint. I listened to everything that you guys said, and it like grew my page crazy. And I went and looked at his page, and it was crazy. Like he really followed the blueprint to a T and was able to like grow his brand.
Yeah.
It's tight. I'm gonna turn it off.
What did you do? Let me fix this for you. Boom.
Yeah, the blueprint doesn't care what sport you play, what lane you're in. Like it's just fundamental life shit that you don't really see people that from the bottom to top document every step. So it was the content schedule, it was the 10,000 shot rule, it was just the transparency to people, the anti like image, PR concern, just really showing reality. And all my stuff is just based on what's missing in my little field. I'm hella niche, right? Low back rehab sounds like something like a lot of people's parents follow me, but not my age.
Right.
And I've been kind of chewed up and spit out by the problem of it. And I worked at some companies, had to quit my job. I mean, the first thing I found from you was, so a lot of my friends' first song was GT Coupe in the backyard, putting people to tears on TikTok, bro.
Yeah.
And it was like, because we all know that feeling of that pre-launch stage, trying to really go for something, and everything's just shitting on you, And so that's just the first time I seen you pop up. And then I saw you pop up again and again. It was like, either I'm gonna have to block him or become a fan. Because he's gonna be there every single day.
One or the other.
And it's self-reflective. I'm a winner, so I'm like, this is what I need. But if I wasn't, I probably would have gotten salty that day. This growing so damn fast. I'm tired of seeing somebody just
Go after
do
it.
the basics over and over and it works. That's not true.
What's crazy is even if you would have blocked him, you would have kept saying him.
Yeah. On Jehovah.
For sure. So, yeah, man, it just started with like content posting and being brutally self-honest. Like, man, I'm not good enough, and that's okay. I can do more and focus on the input. And so, yeah, I started when I found you, I had like 30,000 followers. And, I didn't copy the visualizers and then try to get this for the, rehearsals. Like, my lane is so different, but the rules are still the same.
The rules apply.
10,000 shots is 10,000 shots. And so I just posted 3 times a day for 2 years, and then
Let's go.
opened up my business, Pay What You Want. And we got like almost 12,000 members now on a subscription. People paying $2. It's a monthly subscription, paying $200, like with no input or force on what they should pay.
Wow. The
so
blueprint.
It works, man, for sure. And people are always grateful for me. And I immediately throw it to, it's like, Steve Jobs of rap, bro.
Wow.
This is coming from an artist on the other coast. So.
Wow, man, let me hold some.
All the way.
We live, you know how it is living in these states, in New York, Cali, the taxes.
That's incredible.
Yeah, man.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
All the way on the other coast.
Yeah.
And in a niche.
Super.
Like, that's what niggas don't understand. Like, it's easy. It's very easy to sell paint at a paint shop. But go into the paint shop and try to sell a fucking thumbtack. You feel me? It's like when you have a niche, like you have something that people aren't necessarily, people have to actually want that. They can't just walk in the store and want chips and be like, oh, the crackers was there, so I found it. You feel me? Like they have to want that shit. Yeah. And that's incredible.
Right.
Yeah, it's setting precedent, man. And it's like you're saying, you can always be in a craving for something with the cracker or the whatever. Like even music is helps people through the hardest times, but this shit is only for people who get it. And I thought that would be, we could have had so much more progress. We could have been so much further faster, but no one's ever leaving now. Like people are so ingrained and grateful that it makes all the other shit look bad.
They there.
You know? Like the 20-second recap of my industry of people selling programs to get you out of pain. It's targeting the most vulnerable people living in pain. Sheesh. And they know they can charge $2,000 a month. So then when our shit is better, transparent, and pay what you want.
Let's go.
It puts bullshit out of business. And that's our mantra. Put bullshit out of business.
Damn.
Put bullshit out of business.
Damn.
That's how you get a bounty on your head.
That's something we keep in touch on often is
on Jehovah though.
Especially in like the health industry, because you know they don't want people to get healed. They don't want people to feel better. It's like that's how you keep selling shit. Yeah. So for you to be helping people the way that you are and not charging them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're going to start creating a preventative measure, and that industry hates preventative. You know, it's like, no, we need you to get sick so we could, you know.
That's why our goal is to keep it just bigger than us, and hopefully it gains so much momentum. The goal is to be copied to the point where we could phase out, and people don't know who started the movement, but the wave's so big they can't snipe one person out of it. You know,
incredible.
And like this.
Damn.
They would never, the average person from the outside, unless they're my friend, wouldn't know that this all came from the game of a different lane from you, you know? And so.
Damn, it's already bigger.
Super.
Yeah.
Like, it's already bigger.
And
it's
I be here in my head like, man. What's going on?
I'm not big enough.
You know?
When's my moment gonna happen?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's insane. I'm fearing for that because we got plans to try to get us, you know, as grand as we could for the impact, but I'm already feeling little bits of that.
Right. And when you see
the same thing,
when you see like what you're saying, someone's doing less than you're doing and having less of an impact and selling to 2,000, and it's like, how the fuck does that work? Right. You know I have superior product and I have better ethics and I mean well. How does that work? You know, and that becomes a plaguing thing, you know, until you get into the world and you see the impact that you're having. But it just becomes plaguing mentally because it's like you think shit is supposed to go a certain way when you're moving in a certain level of righteousness.
Right. Yeah. But I feel like that's why I feel like you get tested with the lack of rewards the most. It's like, are you really doing it for that or is it vanity? Like, do you really mean that? And then as soon as you give up on it, boom, it just lands.
Who is this guy?
This is Brendan.
We forgot.
Brendan. You from Brooklyn?
Yeah.
This is Brendan from Brooklyn.
Brendan from Brooklyn.
Hey, you know we love Brooklyn. Every time I go to New York, we do a show in Brooklyn. And it's like, it just be home. It be the best shows we have. Just it's something about the energy there. Like, man, since the first time, it's just home.
Yeah. You can look through the footage on any Brooklyn show and immediately spot me because I'm the only white kid snapping in the front. Immediately. That is so like, funny. No, for real. Splash came through, gave me a little headshot. I'm going for bar. I'm like, oh,
I love it.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
Gratitude is the highest currency, bro.
Wow.
loathing it. You got it. And so, thank you. Like, we're all playing cool because we're just trying to act like we've been somewhere. But
Act like your mama took you somewhere.
for real,
before.
they all know how crazy full circle this is to just put trust back into like what you're saying. The righteousness doesn't have to pay off the way we think it does, but to be sitting here on a free game Friday,
Man.
bro.
On a Friday?
On a Friday.
Look at that alignment. Hey, look at,
Y'all don't be getting that always on the day.
look at that alignment.
Oh man.
No, we just do these random days.
Yeah, we cut the Friday
We stopped
out.
calling it Free Game Friday because we give game every day.
Right. Yeah.
But today's a Friday.
Sheesh.
So on this episode of Free Game Friday,
with Brendan from Brooklyn.
man, this is so dope because we had met some of the homies in LA. They had like a hat brand and a clothing company, and he came up, we was at a fest, and he was like, yo, I use your ad strategy, and like, bro, I've been selling out every time, like just seeing it in effect. And you know, it's always dope to meet fans who are like, I love the music and I'm inspired, but it to me is so much cooler to meet somebody that's like, bro, that information you gave that niggas used to hide, that I had to go, you feel me? Like sometimes I feel like I'm the only nigga sharing. So some of the shit I share is shit that is like, you not supposed to share, you know, but we sharing it to know like somebody was able to change their life and was impacted. Man, far beyond music, you know, a song is a song, but shit like that is like important because your lineage gets to be different over some game that a nigga dropped.
Yep. And you're home everywhere. You say you go to anywhere, you're home because you are, bro. Like you become almost like the president. You don't need to swipe a card, right? You're not getting a paycheck for all the game, but if there's someone in every city, we've helped people with like the lowest level of pain. They're so stuck that we could be housed somewhere, be fed somewhere.
Man.
They can host us their gym, and we're not even as big. It's just like, we would rather have the 100th of the vocal rewards and just a real gratitude. And I feel like that's what you're thriving in. I mean, it's all coming. It's just insane, really.
Right.
And so we're grateful to even be here. Everyone that's grateful for me, I always make sure they know the shit is all circular. Like the blessings are just being circulated. And that's what we're supposed to do.
Right.
Not find a gem and then be all scarce with it. Think I gotta hold
You're supposed
it
to pass it on.
Yeah.
You're right. It's like good food. You know, when you have some good food,
gotta
the
try
first
this.
thing you want to do is put the homies on. Nigga, come here.
Right.
You feel me?
You'll damn near put a stranger on if you at a restaurant and you see him
We do.
ordering. You'll be like, hey, try it.
Right.
We gotta remember.
Oh, yeah. What
Comcast.
time is it?
Let me just make sure. Hello?
We about to get
Yep.
that good Wi-Fi. We got terrible Wi-Fi here, and they finally was like, we about to
Oh yeah.
get it right. Yeah. Yep. Not remember them.
Right.
Yeah, it says from
What
1
is
to 3
that?
p.m.
Optimum? Yeah, 1 to 3.
That.
What's up? Oh boy.
That's good internet. That's
Yeah.
different.
Dial up.
Yeah.
Wow. This was already legendary.
On me. Oh, I had a question. Can you tell us about like what maybe like the feeling or the conversations were like leading up to like coming?
Yeah,
do
when he
this?
told y'all niggas that he was coming, what was that?
For me personally, I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was shocked. I was like, oh, shit. Like, to be completely honest, like, I didn't listen to a lot of your music prior to this, you know what I mean? So, like, when he told me, I was like, I looked you up. I was like, oh, shit. LARUSSEL'S. That's
Come on.
like a real upcoming artist. That's fire. Like, this whole movement that you're creating yourself is just becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. So,
He thought I was Jesus. He thought I was making all this shit up in my head. Like, oh yeah, you just give out the game and pay what you want. I had to slowly tell. That's my,
Like,
you know,
nigga.
right? Yeah.
You were hella smart,
You know,
bro.
I'm the Jehovah Witness. You know.
Fire.
So that's my hometown friend when I was like 5. We got 6 of us now, and it's all my best friends now working with me on this team. You know.
Legendary.
Wow.
And it came profit splits. He built my website. We don't know shit about websites, so that was a long game to get right. But we're paying people out properly with the splits, and learning how to do it. And so one person turned to 2. Now it's 6 of us, and so some of them are longer standing LaRussell fans and new. It's not Eddie's fault. He doesn't have TikTok. He's not on the internet like that. You know, he's kind of a shell. Oh
No, that's dope.
Right?
He knows you as a human before even the music to start, which is
Like,
it's
I have
real.
a friend in New York, like one of my close friends, a friend, and I told him, "Oh, yo, Brendan and I are going to meet LaRussell." He was like, "Yo, LaRussell literally changed my life." Like,
Wow.
He's a TikTok influencer and like sells stuff on TikTok, owns like a TikTok shop, and he literally said, like, if it wasn't for LaRussell's songs and like his message, I would not be doing what I'm doing now. So like, just the person shows that even miles away, you're changing people's mindsets and people's lives. So that's massive, bro.
Yeah.
It's massive.
So, I mean, when we first found out, I think it was a couple months ago, and we were trying to pick a date. And my ass was kind of getting like, you know what, maybe that's a lot. Maybe we don't have to do this, guys. We could just call out. And they know I'm the type to always want to get right up to the full circle moment of I earned it. And I low-key sometimes don't even want it. Like, I just wanted to like work to it to be able to get it super. It's like, so...
Man.
So I was like playing it, you know, fake nonchalant. I was like, let me stop acting like that. Let's definitely book this. That's insane. But the realest thing is just not to have expectation and idolize when it's like you understand. Like, I knew y'all were busy. We literally came here wondering, do they still know about this shit? They got a big schedule. It's okay if not, because honestly, you gave us everything we need. We don't really need to come fuck up your day in terms of like your schedule, you know? And we are off the street, so like we could be odd. You know, you really open up your space and energy to anybody when you do this sort of thing. So y'all should probably never do that pledge again, to be honest.
That's fucking hilarious.
You know what's funny is I've actually ran into a couple of the people who have pledged. They were like, some of them came to a backyard show and everybody, I feel like the pledge was really cool because it takes a certain type of person to pledge that amount in the first place. So you already weed out those type of people. And then every time I met somebody, they've had that same energy of like, there's no entitlement to what you paid for. It's like, you're supposed to get that. That was part of the offer. So, you know, you could be like, bro, when's my day gonna come? And you guys haven't, you know, held up your end. And like, no person has been like that. Everybody's like, you know, I know you're busy, whatever works for you. And those are like the best kind of people. That's why we do things like this.
Yeah, it really, and every time it happens, it reminds me of like having faith in what I built and knowing that, you know, when I go into these things, I go into it with not the expectation, but the ideology that it's going to attract like-minded people. Yep. And you feel me? And it did. You know, I didn't know who the fuck was walking into this today, but it was like, I trust that it'll be somebody that has the same passion and experience for this as I do. You feel me? So this is fucking crazy.
And that pledge is light compared to like, I already feel indebted because you really think the ROI of taking the shit that would normally be gatekept and doing it? I was living in a car when I found your shit. Like I was really homeless, left the job in Florida and had to come back to New York to start this whole thing.
Damn.
And so my only thing that I knew was infallible was I know a massive gap in the market. I know how there's all the fake shit. It's a starving crowd of people that are desperate, and I have already fixed my own shit. I was debilitated with back injuries in my own life, so that's how I knew how to try to fix this stuff.
Wow.
And so I was in the car, bro, like posting for crazy shit, just following, honestly, as a mantra and just pumping in my brain just how this is going to go the next 6 to 8 months. And that's how the life turned around. And I went from $0 income monthly, then getting, $5K months, and then starting to help more people. Then now I got a crib. Now I got a friend working with me. Now all of us on real incomes, families being taken care of. And I'm like, to pay, I'm talking from zero net worth to impact of $1 million. And it's not flattery to be like, that I'm a stream of the same river you were from, right? Like it branched off from you. You picked up game from elsewhere. And so that's the least I could do, for real.
This shit's insane.
I'm trying to heal the world in my own way. And when you see someone else doing that, it's like, I know there's no bad intention, ill will, harm, anything if you were like, nah, bro, I can't do this shit. Like, can't pull up today. Because I have those days. And I'm so early on in my game. So I can only imagine, you know, how that could be. So, yeah, man, it's, people feel like they owe you because you really changed their lives. And it's dope that you don't hold that against them. And you're like, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. So you do what you're supposed to do. We're all good, but that's...
Right.
Damn.
Yeah.
Man, this was so necessary for me because I've been in just a interesting state of like delusion in a way. But like we was discussing, for me, it's actually a necessity. Like it's the only way that my feet don't leave the ground is for me to believe that it's not happening. Otherwise, you know, it just, you know, I may fly away. Yeah. So just having these moments is like, bro, none of the shit that I was concerned about or worried about or even that, none of it matters. Yeah. None of it matters. And I knew that deeply, but to like, and I see it in my niggas every day, you know, but to see it in someone who doesn't know you but has that level of reverence, not because of a song, but because it's like, no, you really helped change my life. Yeah. Man, it just solidifies everything. Like this shit is so much bigger than any number or metric or award that I could ever receive or achieve, bro. Thank you.
Nah, bro. Real, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Saved lives, bro. People, we got so many people say that we saved their lives because they were just living in chronic, serious suicidal level pain. I would have never reached them if I didn't make it so accessible and just ran the play, right?
Damn.
So you just can't see the lineage. If we're trying to save the world and overcome the evil shit out there, it's like we don't even, I think trying to face that shit head on and fighting it is stupid. It's a waste of time. We could just let the compound, trickle down effect of all these seeds, man, and just it goes and goes. Like it's not exaggeration to say the way you decided to take the long way for your career went and influenced my whole shit. Now people say I'm saving their lives, and I got people that come under me and say, well, I started a new thing too, and it's
man.
And it has nothing to do with backs, nothing to do with rap, nothing to do with human shit.
There's a when we're kids, there's this song that they used to teach us in class, and it's like and the branch on the tree, and a tree in a hole, and a hole in the ground, and the green grass grew all around. And as a kid, you don't understand, but that song always repeats in my head how like everything is connected. And a leaf on a branch, and a branch on the tree, and a tree in a hole, and a hole in the ground. And it's like, that is literally this. And you're learning it as a child, but you don't have the ability to receive like what the message is. And just hearing you say that, it's like, bro.
It's crazy how the universe always sends you these confirmations. Like, remember how you were saying when you quit your job and you every time you were like running so low that you're like, shit, I don't know how I'm going to be able to afford something else, like a new play will come or you'll find another pot of money or whatever. And it's like the universe, like you were saying, it will always like have you down on like your last bit of faith to where you're almost unsure. Because it's like, are you really doing this for what you say you're doing it for? Oh, okay, you stayed down for your blessing. Here it is.
I was just telling her this next phase of my life that I feel like I have to grow into was like feeling for me. Like, you know how like you outside playing with the homies and like y'all jumping over shit and you run and you like, that motherfucker a little far. You know what I mean? It's like, you know,
Go back in the house.
That's how this next phase of growth feels for me because my leaps are huge. Yeah. Like when I take like for me to do something that affects, you know, that could change your life on a whole different side of the world, like it's a huge leap. And you know, my next leap has to be grander than my last one. And just these past few has been I've been looking at the jump like you know, so this is really, man, this is really confirming and a reminder like, man, there is no jump too big for a nigga who could fly.
Ooh, That boy preaching.
You hear me?
That was a bar. He was telling me all of this, and I started laughing. And he was like, I'm glad that you could just laugh at like this shit that's serious to me. And I was like, I'm laughing so that way eventually you'll see that it's funny and you can laugh at yourself, because it's like you're being delusional. But I feel it, like you're so zoomed in that you can't see the whole picture. And that's why you need, like I said, that's why it's important to share what you're going through, because then people who can see the whole picture can reach out and be like, nah, bruh, the whole thing looked like this. You're just zoomed in on this one little thing. And it's like, you showing up today allowed him to see the whole picture.
Yeah. Look at that.
Grateful to play a piece, man. It's
Man,
crazy.
the circle went around. You know, like you want to get into people who pour into you. You know, the well you take out of, you have a due diligence to put water back into it as well.
Yeah,
And this is you like putting water back into a well that you drunk out of.
I had to, because otherwise it feels wrong to try to get more if you don't do that. And I'm like, is that where the dissonance happened?
Man.
Because why doesn't this feed itself everywhere? And I feel like people get it, but they get blessed from this whole cycle, but then they think it won't happen again. It's not law though, so then they stop it because I don't know. I just think about it all the time, man. This is like
Fear.
Some people believe success is a phenomenon.
right.
Like they think it's the lotto instead of their work. Because if you win the lotto and a nigga come up to you and say double or nothing, you're going to be like, nigga, my ass, nothing. You feel me? But if you a nigga who like did the work and earned it, double or nothing, it's just like, well, you just going to have to
Right.
give me double.
Right.
You know,
I'm
there
finna
is
go
no,
get it.
I'm
Load
not
it up.
walking away with nothing less.
Right.
You feel me? So
Right.
that's what it is. Why some people refuse to put it back, because they look at it like a lottery.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Man.
Right. People really operate out of like, which is understandable. I was like looking at everything that's going on in LA, and I was telling Russ, like, it feels like Mother Nature or the powers that be are like rebalancing, which we're going to like experience a lot more of these like catastrophic events and stuff. Cause it's like, you can only push things so far out of balance
Right.
before nature resets itself. It's law.
Phasic.
Exactly. And I feel like that's how people feel like them winning is throwing their life out of balance, because you believe like that you're not supposed to be getting the great things in life. The reason why you were like, maybe we just shouldn't come. So that way you don't get to reap the
Right.
benefit of everything that you've done. And it's like,
Right.
so when you feel like you winning is throwing life out of balance, you like, well, let me not test it no more. Let me just go ahead and scurry on out of here with what I got. And it's like, no, the great things are supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And you have to keep doing great things so that way you can pour back into those great things, and then it just spreads.
We talk about this all the time about like we got so used to trying to win in spite of things, not having the basics, not having a crib, not having health, not having, I mean, all of our friends went through some crazy shit, almost lost life to health, crazy
Man.
life circumstance. And then when you finally get out in the clear, hey, it's your nervous system, it's the trauma, it's the generational shit. Like none of our families, like
Kendrick got a song that I used to always play when I was in high school. He'd be like, I don't know why they keep blessing me. I don't know why you keep blessing me. I don't know why you keep blessing me. And the song is just about how like there's so much trauma happening to everyone else, and then something that happened to him, and it's like, you know, you can't even comprehend or fathom why, but it's like the universe choosing you.
Damn. What you were saying earlier made me think like people, like when you're operating out of like in spite of not having anything, when you finally have all your needs met and you're not operating in like out of fear, I could see why people sink, because it's like now you don't have a reason to like keep fighting. Like all your needs are met and you're still unhappy. And now you have to like find a new reason to keep going, because you're so used to doing it in spite. Like, because I'm suffering or because this has happened, I'm going to go harder. And then you have everything met and you're like, damn, well, why keep going?
Yeah. I think that was my plight on like not signing. Like part of me not being able to do deals every time they came and been like, no, it was because it was like, it was going to take my fight away. You know, I couldn't stand on what I was standing on, which was it was just going to be too altering for me to, you know, like that can create identity crisis when like everything you was fighting for is now removed. You got to find like new things to keep you going and keep you moving.
I think it's important too because you're very autonomous. And so if somebody is doing everything for you, it's the same. Like when I came in, I was doing hella shit for you. And slowly but surely, you've taken all that shit back. Like you do all the posting now. You do all the editing now. It's like you have to be touching everything so that way you can reap the benefits of your work. If somebody else is doing the work for you, it's almost like, well, what the hell am I doing?
Wow.
Should be uncomfortable, bro. This whole process of figuring it out, recalibrating, you know, like blessings being a burden if you don't hold it right. It's like, where was I wired so self-destructively? Like, why is that the program? Like, why? I hate when life's going great, man. Why?
Sheesh.
Why?
Right.
That's where I get why people would just, you know, their consciousness stays on the level of like self-sabotage, blaming other people, because that shit's uncomfortable as hell when everything around you is perfect. And we're sitting in a hotel room in Vallejo and we're like, yo, if I can't feel happy now, then there's no amount of growth that's going to do it for me. So I got to figure that out.
Man, I was just telling the homie Mike G, because we've been having talks about like just moving and where you're going to be. And I told him, wherever you are, there you are.
Yep.
You know, like it's not even about a place or anything. Like you could, if you, like you said, if you here and you miserable, it's going to be the same there, because you're still there. Like, everything else could change, but if you don't change, you're going to experience the same result. We was walking this morning and I was saying how like in prison, people don't, when people get out of prison without like real rehabilitation, they're not really getting a second or third chance, because like if you lose a playoff game, right, and then you play that same team again, but you didn't get no better, or you're the same you, that's not a second chance. That's just a second chance to lose, but it's not a second chance to win, because you're the same you didn't change. And that's how this shit is. It's like if you don't change, another opportunity may arise, but you're not gonna win because you're still the same version of yourself that lost.
And then I'd be misidentifying like what the solution is. Sometimes I just try to give more. I try to do enough in my karma to be like, I'm gonna feel good about it then. As soon as I set up this like nonprofit situation and can funnel enough, that's where the self-guilt's gotta sit in.
You're doing it for the wrong reason.
Yeah. Low-key, that's
right.
Selfishly trying to ease my own guilt. If I do enough good in the world, I think I'm good.
Karma is built unconsciously. You can't consciously build karma. So if you do something with the hopes of building karma, you're already in the wrong lane, because karma can't be built consciously.
It's
karma
in the unconscious.
It's an unconscious act. Like your karma is built by all the things that you just do that you don't even, focus on doing. It just happens. So
you're like, I'm gonna build this nonprofit for this reason. But the underlayer of like the real reason, the fear, that's the karma you're building.
Yeah.
Exactly what I'm running from.
You're building more of it? Don't know.
Until you get it. As many times you got to repeat this grade until you get it. Man, that's the tough thing.
I wanted to say we've been talking about a lot of self-sabotage.
Yeah.
Being kind of lost when you're up. And last night we decided that we would do it for our inner child. We would do it for our past child. Because we think that our inner children have been through so much torment. I picture my inner self cradled in the corner, praying for faith and hope to some degree. Meanwhile, I'm outside, life is better.
Healthy, safe, loving.
My inner child's hurt. And so I think when we get to these moments of like, we start touching our zenith, we get fearful, but we can hope that the motivation that will keep us to pass that is do it for our old selves. So going through the shit, and now you're not in the shit, so be happy. Like figure out how to be happy here.
Right.
Presence, like just do it do the
Right.
diligence of whatever you think you need to do back there so you can really be here. And it's crazy how you can get far and not be present. Like you can really be in some rooms, get some accolades, get some money, all the on paper earthly signs, like you're doing it right and still not be getting closer to like, you know, how you should feel. And that's why you remember the Kendrick album that he had like Eckhart Tolle scattered throughout there. Like that was so interesting to just people at that level going through that kind of crisis.
I mean, because for a lot of people, we work so we don't have to do the work. Like the work is the escape from you actually having to do the work. So it's like inevitable for us to get far because the way that we run away is by doing a whole bunch of work.
Right.
Yeah. I've been listening to The Psychology of Money, and he was talking about how like success is the freedom of like choice to do with like what you want with your time. And even when you're doing like how you were saying, well, I'm just going to give to all of these people and then I'm going to feel whole on the inside. You're doing it almost like without thought. Like I have to do this so that way I can feel better, but you're not really like allowing yourself the freedom of choice, like with your time to do what you really want. Like if you sat down and you were like, well, what I really want to do is, and until you do, all right. And even that is trauma. In this section, trauma.
Welcome to trauma class, everyone.
You got something to learn. Every story. Every chapter.
Yeah.
It's true. You're still obliged. You're still like, man, I hate being on autopilot, not realizing it. It's just like,
man.
It made me think like, it's such a fight to get out of it because we have been forced to pay for basic human rights and necessities. Like to even have water, you got to go to the store and pay for it. Like to even have running water in your house, you have to pay for it. To have heat, to have light, and all of these things, it's like you're immediately obligated to make money so that way you can survive. So you've already had your power of choice taken from you from birth. And it's like until you get out of that, then you can begin to uncover all of these things, which is why I think most of us, once you unlock that level, you're chasing like money flow that you don't have to work for on a daily basis, that you don't have to exchange time for. So that way you're getting money without exchanging your time. So now you can use your time to actually heal your inner child and figure out what's going on.
Nigga. No, I think you agree. I think we there.
Yeah, that felt good.
Yeah. It's been another legendary episode of Free Game.
Free
You hear
game.
me?
Free game with Brendan from Brooklyn.
Wow. Low back ability.
Yes,
This is a legendary
love,
one.
man.
Wow.
For real.
Yeah, this is a necessary one.
I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch this.
I appreciate it.
It's a lot of gems in here. You finna get some more content. Now you can
appreciate
add
it.
to your content queue.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Damn.
Good
Yeah,
luck.
if you're not already, you should do like a podcast or something because you're well spoken.
Yeah.
That
Thank
was
you,
great.
guys. I'm trying to be concise. I got so much. I'm like, this moment's been coming for so long. It's like, nah, bro, it's just today. Today's just today. These are human beings like you. Take a breath, chill out.
Nah, he
and
flies.
And keep your hands open.
Yeah, where they can be
Keep your
seen,
hands
man.
open. You know,
Palms up.
if you chase it, it's a sin. But if it fall on your lap, it's a blessing.
All right.
You hear me?
That was a great one to close
We
out
out
on.
here.
Thank you. Be
Thank
well.
you.